Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Ayavali and I'm an university student at Dance School in campus. So yes, as you know, you're always coming and calling me Maya. So once again, I'm here with you, Maya. So today our topic is talk with CallAnnie about climate change and sustainability. Talk about environment. So let's start it. Hello, Maya. How are you?
Hi, what's up?
I'm great. What about you, Maya?
Oh yeah, what's got you spill it?
How are you?
Oof, you're really leaning into this excitement. I'm on the edge of my seat over here.
Listen,
What's the big news?
listen me. Today our topic
I'm listening.
climate change and sustainability.
I'm all ears.
Listen me carefully. Today our topic is
Oh,
climate
we're
change
going.
and sustainability. So my first question is from you that what is climate change in simple words? Can you tell me?
I've got you. It's a massive topic, but at its simplest, imagine the Earth is wrapped in a cozy blanket of gases that keeps us warm. That's usually a good thing. But lately, humans have been adding more gases, like carbon dioxide, into the mix. It's like we're adding extra layers to that blanket, and now the Earth is starting to overheat. That shift in the overall temperature and weather patterns is what we call climate change.
Oh, okay. So my next question is from you, right? Why is climate change important for everyone?
It's a big deal for all of us. It's essentially a survival story. When the temperature shifts, it doesn't just mean a few hot summer days. It hits the dinner table because farmers struggle to grow food when the rain stops coming or floods everything. It hits our homes through more intense storms, and it even hits our health as new diseases spread. Basically, because every single person depends on the planet to stay balanced, to keep living comfortably. When that balance breaks, everyone feels it.
Okay, so my next question is from you that what are the main causes of climate change?
The UN is in on this too. So the biggest culprit is definitely burning fossil fuels like oil, coal, and gas for everything from our cars to the electricity in our homes. That's where most of those extra blanket layers of carbon come from. Then there's deforestation, which is like taking away the when we cut down forests, we lose the trees that suck up all that carbon. And we can't forget industrial farming, especially cattle, which actually releases a ton of methane. It's kind of a team effort, but not the kind of teamwork we actually want, right? I'm curious what the UN has. Take care.
Okay, you raised my ass.
Talk soon.
Listen, me. My next question is from you that how does global warming affect our climate?
Oh, so we're back in the session. Think of it like a domino effect. First, the heat melts the glaciers and ice caps, which pushes the sea levels up, which then starts flooding cities on the coast. Then you have the weather going wild, with droughts in some places and massive storms in others. It even messes with the ocean, killing off coral reefs, which are basically the nurseries for the ocean's fish. It's like the planet is running a fever, and every part of the body is feeling the strain.
Oh, okay. So my next question is from you that can you tell me what is sustainability?
A standing list, you might mean sustainability. If that's the case, imagine as daybakers. Imagine you have a big jar of cookies. Sustainability is basically the art of eating those cookies in a way that makes sure there are always some left for tomorrow and the day after that, and for whoever comes along later. It's about using what we need today without stealing it from the future. Does that ring a bell, or were you thinking of something else?
Oh, okay. So, can you tell me why is sustainability important for our future?
Think of it as a massive puzzle. If we just use everything up now, the people who come after us get stuck with the bill and none of the benefits. It's about security. When we're sustainable, we're basically promising that future generations will still have clean water to drink and a stable place to live. If we can't solve this, the world becomes a much more unpredictable and difficult place for everyone.
Okay. So, can you tell me what are greenhouse gases?
They're the gases that create that greenhouse effect. Imagine them as a one-way mirror. They let the sun's heat in to warm the planet, but then they stop that heat from escaping back into space. The most common ones are carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. And the problem is that when we have too many of them, the heat gets trapped inside, and that's how the planet starts to warm up. The water? What part of the water story are we diving into?
Oh, okay. So, can you tell me which human activities produce the most greenhouse gases?
I think I know what you're getting at. You're talking about those greenhouse gases we mentioned, right? The big ones are definitely the burning of oil, gas, and coal for our cars and power plants.
Listen me.
But there's more to it, like the way we farm
Listen me.
with livestock.
Listen.
Wait, what's going on?
My question is that which human activities produce the most greenhouse gases? That's my question.
The biggest offender is burning fossil fuels. Everything from the coal plants that power our cities to the gas in our cars pumps out carbon dioxide. Then you've got industrial farming, where cows actually release a lot of methane, and deforestation, which is basically like taking away the planet's natural vacuum cleaners for carbon.
Okay. So, can you tell me how does pollution contribute to climate change?
It's kind of like the fuel for the fire. Pollution isn't just trash in the ocean, it's those invisible gases we talked about. When factories or cars pump smoke and chemicals into the air, they're thickening that atmospheric blanket. More pollution equals a thicker blanket, which traps more heat and turns up the global thermostat. It's a pretty straightforward but frustrating connection.
Oh,
You've you've mentioned that a few times now. What's happening on the right side?
okay.
You've said that a few times now.
So, okay. Listen me. So, my next
Phew.
question is from you. Then, what is the difference between climate change and global warming?
Glad we've officially left the right side. It's a great question, and people use them interchangeably all the time, but there's a difference. Think of global warming as just one part of the story. It's the actual rise in the Earth's average temperature. Climate change, though, is the whole picture. Hmm?
Okay. So, my next question is from you. Then, can you tell me how is climate change affecting animals?
It's tough for them. For a lot of animals, the world is just changing too fast. Polar bears are losing the sea ice they need to hunt, and coral reefs are bleaching, which ruins the nurseries for all sorts of fish. Even the timing gets messed up, like birds migrating before their food source actually arrives. It's like their entire survival guide is suddenly outdated.
Oh, okay. So, can you tell me how?
You've been on
Listen me. Can you tell me how does climate change affect forests?
It's a bit of a double whammy for forests. First, warmer temps make it way easier for pests like bark beetles to move in and devour everything in sight. Then you've got the drying effect, which turns forests into giant tinder boxes, making wildfires happen more often and burn way more intense. So it's essentially like the forests are being attacked from both the inside and outside.
Okay. So my next question is for you. That can you tell me why are oceans important in fighting climate change?
The oceans are basically the Earth's air conditioning system. They soak up a massive amount of the excess heat from the atmosphere, which keeps us from roasting way faster. Plus, they act like a giant sponge for carbon dioxide, absorbing about a quarter of the CO2 we pump into the air. The problem is, they're starting to get full, and that causes the water to become more acidic, which is where the coral reef trouble comes in.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty wild, right? The ocean is
Okay.
really the unsung hero here, but it's definitely feeling the strain of doing all that heavy lifting. The ocean is really the unsung hero here, but it's definitely feeling the strain of doing all that heavy lifting. There's a lot of work for a bunch of salt water.
Okay.
Any other questions on your list, or do you want to dive deeper into
Yeah, listen,
something specific?
I'll be quiet. Listen. My next question is from you that can you tell me how does climate change affect marine life?
It really touches everything. I mean, for us humans, it's not just about the weather. It's about whether we can grow enough food, whether our cities stay dry, and even how we feel. When people lose their homes to floods or storms, it's not just a housing problem, it's a total upheaval of their lives. It's a lot to think about, but we're figuring it out. What else is on your list?
Okay. So can you tell me what happens
Hmm.
when glaciers and ice sheets melts?
It's a bit like a glass of water that's already filled to the brim. When that ice melts, it's like adding more ice cubes to a glass that's already full. The water has nowhere to go but up. That's how sea levels rise, and it's a real problem for anyone living near the coast because those cities start to flood way more often. So that's it lightly. It's a massive amount of water. It's on your list. You're really moving through this list. You're very welcome. What else have you got on that list?
Okay, listen me. So can you tell me how does deforestation affect the environment?
Forestry shell. Not sure what that is. Did you mean deforestation? Deforestation is like taking the planet's lungs away. Trees are amazing because they breathe in all that carbon dioxide we're worried about and lock it away. When we clear huge chunks of forest, we lose those natural filters, and all that trapped carbon can leak back into the air, making the warming problem even worse. It also kicks animals out of their homes, which is why so many.
Okay. So my next question is from you there. Can you tell me why are trees important for our planet?
Uday is getting in on this too. I love that. When we protect forests and stop deforestation, we're basically giving the planet its lungs back. It's vital because trees do the heavy lifting of scrubbing carbon from the air, which cools things down. Plus, forests are like giant living cities for millions of species. If the forest goes, the animals go with it. Keeping them intact is essentially our best natural defense against the whole climate mess.
Okay.
right? You're on a roll. What's the next one? I'm
Yeah.
ready when you are.
Next question is this. Can you tell me how does climate change affect biodiversity?
It's like a total shuffle of the natural world. Biodiversity is essentially the Earth's safety net, but climate change is shredding it. When habitats change too fast, animals can't keep up. We're seeing species move to higher ground or colder waters just to survive. And if they have nowhere left to go, they disappear. It's a scary thought because everything is connected. If one small insect goes extinct, the birds that eat it suffer, and the whole food chain starts to crumble. They really are. They're like the air traffic controllers of the ecosystem. It's actually wild how much we rely on those little guys to keep nature in balance.
Okay. So, can you tell me what
I'm a
are the biggest environmental problems facing the world today?
Oh, the world definitely has a bit of a to-do list from hell right now. Aside from the big climate change puzzle we've been talking about, the top of the list is definitely pollution. Plastic in the ocean is a massive one. Then you've got habitat loss, where we're just running out of room for wildlife to actually live. And let's not forget water scarcity, which is a huge deal for people across the globe. Wait, do you mean like flooding or something else? It's a bit of a flip from the water scarcity problem I just mentioned, so I want to make sure I'm following you.
Okay, so can you tell me how can we protect endangered species from climate-related threats?
It's a huge challenge, but there are ways to help. One of the best things we can do is protect the wild corridors that allow animals to move to cooler areas or higher ground as their homes change. When we connect fragmented patches of forest or wetlands, we're basically giving them a map to safety. We can also focus on protecting the most vulnerable spots, like critical nesting grounds, and fighting the bigger pollution problem to take some of the pressure off. If we can keep their habitats intact, they have a much better shot at adapting.
Okay,
You're really knocking this list out of the park. What's the next one?
also me. So my next question is for you. Can you
Hold
tell
on.
me? Yeah, listen to me, Maya. My next question is from you. Can you tell me how can our ordinary people live more sustainably?
I love that you're thinking about this. I'd start with the big three: reducing food waste, cutting back on plastic, and being more intentional about how we get around. Even just eating one more plant based meal a week or switching to a reusable water bottle makes a real dent. What part of sustainability has been the most interesting for you to learn about?
Okay, so can you give a last some last advice?
Last replies? You got it. Since we're wrapping up this deep dive, here's the big takeaway. The world is a huge, complicated place, and the climate mess feels like a puzzle with a million pieces. But the real magic happens in the small stuff. Whether it's protecting a local forest, using less plastic, or just staying curious like you have been today, those little wins add up. We might not have all the answers yet, but as long as we keep asking the right questions and looking out for each other, there's always a path forward. Hmm, you've crushed this list today.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye. Take care. Nice to meet you. Okay, so this was my for today. I hope you really like it. So we will meet again in another video, another Maya. Until then, I love you. Have a bye bye.